Hi, and welcome to Start Teacher Training. In this video, I want to share with you a mistake that I see a lot of foreign English teachers making in the classroom. It's something that I see both native and non-native English speaking teachers do. I think it's something that probably almost everyone does at some point in their teaching careers. And it makes things a little bit more difficult for their students to learn English. So in this video, I want to share with you some examples of the mistake, why I think teachers make the mistake, and what we can do instead to really effectively teach our students. But before we move on to all of that, I also want to remind you that I have a course on classroom management for kids on the Udemy platform. At this time, it's got 5-star rating with more than 30 reviews. And if you're interested in improving your classroom management skills, check out the link in the description box below. So I recently observed a bunch of foreign teachers, both new and experienced, and I saw several of them make this common teaching mistake where they were mimicking common speaking errors that Vietnamese speakers make when they speak English. And see if you can spot this error in these examples that I noted down in my observations. Everyone, show teacher your finger. Students, teacher will point and you say the sound. Teacher is very happy, so teacher will give everyone stickers. So these teachers were regularly using teacher instead of I or me when they were talking with their students. And this is something that's really common in Vietnam because Vietnamese teachers, when they speak Vietnamese with their students, refer to themselves as teacher. And the students just call them teacher as well. That's the proper way to speak in Vietnamese. And this gets transferred over when they start speaking English. But it's not something that you're going to hear in an American classroom or a British classroom. And another thing that I saw a lot of other teachers doing was dropping their articles, a and the, when speaking with students, or dropping the final S sound for plural nouns and second person verbs. These are, again, things that Vietnamese speakers struggle with, and a lot of foreign teachers start picking up as they work with Vietnamese students. So now we need to ask ourselves two questions. First, why are teachers doing this? And second, is it really that big of a deal at all? Well, to my mind, two possible reasons come quickly. The first is that language is a social creation, and the way that we talk is just constantly affected by the people that we're speaking with and that we're hearing. And so these teachers who are surrounded by Vietnamese speakers of English, often every day, are hearing all of these mistakes and then adopting them to sort of get along in certain contexts with their students. And a second possible reason, and one that a lot of these teachers told me, is that maybe it could be that it's just easier for their students to understand them when they speak like this. And so it's helping their students to follow their instructions or to follow their teacher talk. Now, both of these are understandable, but they're also problematic, especially if we're foreign language teachers brought into the country and paid substantially more than the local English teachers. We're paid more money because theoretically, we can provide a better model of native-like speech to the students for them to get used to hearing it and for them to follow our model in getting better at speaking. But if we're not providing that accurate native-like model to our students, then we're really removing a big reason for us to be in the classroom at all. Also, it's not really all that helpful for our students, especially in the long run, if we're providing them with a broken model of English. This is especially true for the young students because they don't learn a foreign language through abstract grammatical rules, but rather they listen to adults and other advanced speakers of a language for a role model of how they should speak, and they try to mimic that. And they also develop an ear for the rhythms and sounds of a language. That's really a big advantage for learning a language when you're a child. But again, if we're providing them with a broken model, then they're not going to get that. So instead of referring to ourselves as teacher, when we're talking with our students, we should say I or me. And we should provide them with additional support so they can understand that by using gestures. So students, everyone, listen to me. I'm really happy because everyone was doing the activity well. Great job. So we can point to ourselves as we're talking and use gestures to really help our students to understand what we're saying. We don't need to break our English. Also, we can use signposting by saying like first or second, or we could also use pauses between our sentences to give our students a little time to catch up and think about what we said before we move on. We don't want to break our English and provide our students with a bad model of English and really hamper them in their English language learning journey. So, are you using any local mistakes in your speech? If so, what are they? And if you're not sure, one thing that I suggest is trying to film or record yourself in class. It's something that really helped me as a teacher identify all the mistakes that I was making. It's a little weird at first, but it can really help you identify all sorts of things that are going on in your class. And if you like this video, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Finally, if you're interested in more resources on how to teach English in a large classroom, don't forget to check out my website, starteachertraining.com. Thanks for watching. See you next time.